President Trump visited the CIA yesterday on his first full day in office, and it wasn't long before he took aim at his favorite target.
As you know, I have a running war with the media. They are among the most dishonest human beings on earth. Right? And they sort of made it sound like I had a feud with the intelligence community. And I just want to let you know, the reason you're number one stop, it is exactly the opposite.
Molly Hemingway, did the media conjure up some fictitious feud between Donald Trump and leaders of the intelligence community?
It was not fictitious, particularly not with the leaders of the intelligence community. Donald Trump tweeted and talked about his dislike of what was happening in terms of intel chiefs leaking information against him to delegitimize him.
And even suggesting, if I can interrupt you for half a second, that Obama's last CIA chief, John Brennan, was this the leaker of fake news?
So this is
this is the unsubstantiated dossier with the Russian allegations and so on.
Right. What was happening was there was a war between the intel chiefs and Donald Trump, and they were both engaged in this war, the intel chiefs through leaking, Donald Trump by talking against what they were doing. The media did portray a lot of this as if he was at war with the intelligence community or intelligence agencies writ large, when in fact there are a lot of rank and file intel officers who were extremely displeased with the politicized nature of this leak campaign that was very unprofessional by these chiefs, people like Brennan and Clapper.
Right. So the new president goes to the CIA to show its importance to him in his first official visit. But once again, it's about the media, Joe.
Well, going there was good, and telling him that he backed him up was good. And I think, but I do think it was news when he started talking about how many times he was on Time magazine's cover and crowd size, and that again takes away from the main message of what he was trying to do, I think. And
look, this is not a teleprompter president. I don't think it's fine for him to bring up some of this other stuff. He's still fighting the election and basking in the glow of his victory. That's fine. But again, instead of the headline being, you know, Trump shows support for CIA, it was Trump blames media for intelligence feud, which he says that we have kind of exacerbated or cooked up.
And he said he was at war with the media at the CIA on his first full day in office. I mean, that line alone was a problem. You know, and
why? Does it? Maybe he is at war. Maybe his people want him to be at war with a press that they don't trust.
Look, I'm sure they do. Is it the right message for day one? I don't know. I mean, we've got to cover this in an entirely new way. I think it makes it harder for a lot of the press to have an open mind. You know, I do. I have an open mind about covering President Trump, but I do think he made it harder for the entire press to do it. Now, I think we're not getting into some of the more important lines in his inaugural address because this is being eaten up. I think one of the most important lines in that address was when he said, we are going to eradicate radical Islamic terrorism from the face of the earth. That was a huge statement, and it will be very difficult for him to do. We'll be holding him to account on that for the next 4 years.
Molly,
but we're not talking about that today.
Molly, you said during the break that all of this, Trump versus the media, crowd size, MLK bus, all of that, it burns very brightly here in Washington, but that his comments, his speech, you believe it heard differently out in what I'll call the heartland.
Well, just taking this media war, we talked earlier about proxy wars. The media are engaged in a proxy war, too. Their attacks on Trump are viewed by a lot of people as attacks on them. And the media have no trust, no objectivity, no credibility. They are not in a position to fight this war with Donald Trump because they don't have good footing. They are reviled, and people understand that the media seem to revile them. So when Donald Trump's talking about going to war against the media, a lot of people see that as finally someone championing them. They are sick of the media attacking them and their beliefs and the things they love and care about.
You'll have to respond later in the program because Molly took the last word. We'll see you later, panel.